All right, so I already pretty much analyzed all of the pairs for this week. I'm just gonna touch up on USD CAD, right? So USD CAD last week, bought at this area of interest, rejection from EMA, 4 hour. Where did I buy? I think I bought on the, yeah, I bought literally like right around here, like right around this double bottom. I bought literally like right around here. Let me see the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right around here, right at London Open. Stops were under. My take profit was this structure level right here for a 1 to 4 because I wanted to get out at this structure level because it was structure. I actually wanted to push it up a little bit to here, but I understand that was a little bit greedy. I could have had my first take profit here because this is another area where there is resistance, 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 support, resistance, which would have been a profitable 1 to 2.3, but this is what I wanted. The most I was up was a total of about a 1 to almost not even a 1 to 2, right? Almost a 1 to 2. And then the trade obviously hit stop loss. You guys already know I don't like going break even. Should I have gone break even? Not really, because I did not think this was gonna happen. The last thing I was gonna expect was this ginormous bearish candle. I could have expected maybe some like a wick and then I get stopped out, but I never expected to be entirely wrong like this, right? This trade has completely gone the other way. So that's why we use the stop loss, that's why we use all this stuff. But I did think that the trade was gonna have a pullback to then go to the upside, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this crazy at all, right? I thought I was gonna do something like this. If you notice, we have the higher low, bullish engulfing, higher low, bullish engulfing, and then this is the wick pullback that I always talk about. That's what I thought I was gonna have, or like some of these pullbacks, but obviously we were wrong, right? So didn't get back in, only took one trade last week, and that was that L. But I think we can bounce back very, very, very cleanly this week with USD JPY. USD JPY weekly is still bearish, daily and 4 hour are bullish. Is a solid day trade. What is doing it for this trade for me is this area of interest right here. I remember last week I called this pullback into this area. Once we got to this area, we will wait for it. So it already did all of this to get to this area of interest. Now we can officially wait to get our entry to take the trades to the upside. You notice we have support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, bullish engulfing for rejection from area of interest. EMA, we have around psychological level 34,500 right in the middle of that zone. And then the daily time frame we have shifted. I mean, the 4 hour time frame we have shifted bullish. So this is literally beautiful, like beautiful. I love this 4 hour shift at the area of interest. Kind of looks like a little left head or right shoulder, not the cleanest. I will tell you guys this candlestick, I think it has to create a bigger wick. I think it could create a wick like that. If it creates a wick like that, that is our entry right there, because that will give us the 1 hour that'll just give us a retracement, right? That'll give us this to come back here to then go to the upside. That's exactly what we'll be entering the trade. So I'm going to put an alarm around here because I really want to take this trade, right? So at area of interest. So we're going to wait for that there. And then that is USD JPY, right? Then we have Euro GBP. So Euro GBP weekly time frame, we are officially bearish. You guys notice this was the higher low previously. We've officially shifted it, so now we are completely bearish. We can delete this, and this is a beautiful left head and then a right shoulder. Like I'm talking about amazing. So what have we what have we just done? We've just broken the neckline, so we can expect the pullback to then sell. We notice we're at the EMA. This is where the EMA can obviously have the push up to the upside. So we want this weekly candlestick to come here in order for us to then sell. We go down to the daily time frame. That's exactly what it looks like on the daily. Daily, we need that lower high to make it into this area. We need the lower high to then sell. And then I think inside here, we have a round psychological level. Let's find out. All right, so we don't have a precise round psychological level. Anything would be at the bottom of the zone, but no, there's nothing. So no round level, but nonetheless, a very, very, very strong zone. And you guys already know, by the time we have the pullback, that can be the time that we have the EMA then drip down. It's literally the same thing every week, right? And then it'll come back, retest the EMA, all that stuff. So this is my second pair for the week. This is probably going to be one of the nicer moving ones. So we're just going to put the alarm there. NZD USD. NZD USD, we are currently, let me see. I mean, it's a little tricky, not gonna lie, because this would be the lower high. This would be the lower low. That wouldn't count the structure. So yeah, I would still consider this bearish. Let me see. Yeah, because it hasn't body closed. So this weekly time frame is still bearish. We are pulling up now to the weekly EMA, weekly structure, weekly EMA. We go down to the daily. We are bearish on the daily. If you were to count this as the lower high, if you were to count this as the lower high or this, we are bullish. So it just depends whatever you count it. I like the structure point for it to be bearish. I like how we have a beautiful daily doji rejection candlestick from the area of interest, but what is doing it for me is this shift right here. If you notice on the 1 hour, you have a beautiful left head and then potential right shoulder. And it's the head and shoulders how I like it. The head and shoulders that the neckline is heading down, right? Because that's what the goal. You want this to shift to the downside. So the only way I would take this trade is if we break and retest this structure level along with the EMA, neckline of head and shoulders, structure, everything, so on and so forth, right? So that's exactly what I'm waiting for on this trade. It's not as nice as these other ones. That's why it's my third one, right? CAD JPY. CAD JPY. Honestly, I'd rather not even have it. Yeah, along with, I mean, this one does look nice, right? So this one I do see more bearish downside, but it's got to give us some room. Let's do this. We'll just stick to these top three for this week. I like these top three. So we have USD JPY. All we need is literally a little wick pullback to take the trade. Euro GBP has to do the whole structure pullback to then sell. And then NZD USD has to shift to then break to the downside.